summer vacation very nicely, in spiritual, learning more, being more spiritual and learning more spiritual things.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. I'm also seeing Adya in the summer camp. Other
Yeah, I
scenes.
told you are there on the say, you're attending those sessions, so she also is little bit inspired seeing you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Is there anyone who wants to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandot pranams to you. Dandot pranams to all in this call. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sumi from Chennai, India.
Hare Krishna Sumi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining today's mid-morning session, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, Danvat Pranam. My Danvat Pranam to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Gurudev and Gauranga. And thank you, Revati Mataji, for the beautiful recitation of the slokas. Thank you, Mataji, for your wonderful service. I'm Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna Sushmita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining today's session, Mataji, and all glories to your services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Rita Mataji, Dandvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida Sundari Dasi, and so happy to see you, Mataji. Thank you for your services.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for joining today's session and giving us your association. You are giving the session, so thank you very much, Mataji. Let me introduce now. I think it's time. Hare Krishna. Once again, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa Group. Hare Krishna. Once again, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa Group. So let us move to our next session, that is Caitanya Bhagavata. So today's class will be given by Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji on the topic of Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya Khanda 12.32 to 51. Thank you very much, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for giving your very valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic. Please take over, Mataji. But before that, I want to read Srila Prabhupada's quote, Mataji. June 27th, when our eyes are anointed with love of God, we can see Him everywhere. We have to develop our seeing power by developing love of Godhead. When one is sufficiently developed in Krishna consciousness, he can see the Lord every moment within his heart and everywhere, wherever he goes. San Francisco, June 27th, 1971. Hare Krishna. Mataji, please take over, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Harita Mataji. Thank you for your very, very warm welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
For giving the service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And thank you, everyone, for joining us in today's session. So we'll start with our Mangalacharan prayers and then we'll move forward. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shirade Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्णाय भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमावदेव्य छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते, चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते, चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। आजानुलम्बितभुजौ कनकावदातौ सङ्कीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ। जयति जयति देवा चैतन्यचन्द्रो जयति जयति कीर्तिस्तस्य नित्या पवित्रा। जयति जयति भृत्यास्तस्य विश्वेश्वमूर्ते जयति जयति नित्यां तस्य सर्वप्रियाणाम्। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं रङ्गायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. Thank you so much once again for all of your wonderful association. I literally bow down to each and every one of you to get some empowerment to speak on Krishna Leela, to speak on Mahaprabhu's Leela, to speak on Nityananda's Prabhu Leela. Today's topic is, of course, on our Nitai, just for my own purification and, of course, in glorification of Chaitanya Bhagavat. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। So yesterday we saw that how, so in this section actually after Mahaprakash Leela, Vrindavan Das Thakur is describing the glories of his own spiritual master, that is Nityananda Prabhu. And he is continuing that how Nityananda Prabhu in his Balya Bhav, in his childhood pastimes, is depicting all those things that a child does. Though Nityananda Prabhu is adult, but his mood is into that childhood pastimes. So Mahaprabhu is taking care of Nityananda Prabhu as Balaram used to take care when in Krishna Leela, when Krishna would do all kind of mischief and Balaram would love to cover all those mischiefs of Krishna. But here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a very strict person in as far as Varnashrama system to be followed. So he is trying to correct Nityananda Prabhu and try to cover up Nityananda Prabhu for all his mischief. But we know that our Nitai is a Vidut. So there are beautiful 12 names of Nityananda. Since this entire topic is just the glories of Nityananda, so I thought let's at least one time, all of us can recite these 12 names of Nityananda, which are very, very potent. Nityananda avatendur vasudha prana vallabha Janave jivati patihi Krishna prema pradaprabhu Padmavati sutta Sriman Sachinandana Purvaja Bhavonmajjagatrata Rakta Gaura Kalevara. So, what are these 12 names? These 12 names are, of course, in relation to Nityananda's Prabhu's pastimes and his mood. So, first name is Nityananda. So, in last to last class, Tuesday, I think so, we saw one beautiful verse that was quoted by Vrindavan Das Thakur. And in Chaitanya Bhagavat, what was spoken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu said, Name Nityananda tumi Rupe Nityananda. That, O Nityananda, your name is Nityananda, your form is Nityananda. Nitya Ananda. Nitya means eternal, and Ananda means bliss. Ei tume Nityananda, Rama Murti Manta. And you are Nityananda. You are always in bliss because you are coming as Balaram. So Lord Balaram comes as Nithai. That also we know. That Tattva part, that how Krishna manifests into Balaram, and then Balaram comes into Chaturvyuha, and then Narayan, and then again Chaturvyuha, and then how the Purusha avatars comes into being, is the Tattva part to understand who Nityananda is. So he is non-different from Balaram. And therefore, one of his name is Nityananda. Second is Avatendur. He is Avadut. But is he an ordinary Avadut? No, he is the Indur. He is the Indra. He is the king of all the Avadutas. He is the moon of all the Avadutas. Indur means moon. So he is the crest jewel of all the Avadutas. Vasudha Prana Vallabha. And he is the life and breath of his dear wife Vasudha Devi. But Nityananda Prabhu has a second wife, Janavi Jivita Pati. He is the Pati. He is the husband of Janavi Devi. And he enthuses life in Janava Mata. Then Krishna Prema Prada. He always bestows Krishna Prem without considering any eligibility, without considering any authenticity of a devotee. He just distributes Krishna Prema to everyone. And Prabhu, and he is the master. Padmavati Sutta Shriman. So he is a Padmavati Sutta. He is the son of Mother Padmavati. And he is Shriman. He is full with transcendental majesty. Sachinandana Purvaja. He is the brother. Purvaja means one who is born before Nimai, before Sachinandan. So he is an elder brother of our dear Sachinandan. He was 12 years older than Sachinandan, our Nimai. Bhavan Mat Jagatrata. And he is Bhavan Mat. He is always Mat means maddened with the bhav, with the emotions. Emotions of what? Emotions of Krishna Prem. Nityananda Avatudu Sakshat Ishvara. Bhavan Mat Matta Krishna Sagare Prema Rasagare. Krishna's ocean, he is always drowned in that ocean of Krishna Prem, and he's always full with this emotions. So therefore, Bhavan Mata and Jagat Trata, and he is the savior. Trata means to save. He is the savior of this entire universe. Rakta Gaura Kalevara. And what is his complexion? His complexion is also golden, but not the golden of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu's complexion is like a molten gold. The gold, when it is melted, it shines. But his is Rakta Gaura Kalevara. His body is like Gaura only. But in that gold, if you put little bit of kumkum, little bit of a red color, that is the color of Nityananda. Nityananda Avatendur Vasudha Prana Vallava Jahnavi Jivitapati Krishna Prema Prada Prabhu Padmavati Sutta Shriman Sachinandana Purvaja Bhavan Machagatrata Rakta Gaura Kalevara. So that is our Nityananda. So now in our Chaitanya Bhagavat, what Vrindavan Das Thakur wants to explain is the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. So I'll share my screen and we'll see in which section we are in. So we are supposed to start with text number 32. प्रभु बोले सुना सकल भक्त गण नित्यानंदा पादोदका करा ग्रहण. So we saw that how Nityananda Prabhu was Digambar, was roaming around like that. And Mahaprabhu took off his own cloth, head cloth, and he tied Nityananda Prabhu. He garlanded Nityananda Prabhu. He put chandan on Nityananda Prabhu. He decorated Nityananda Prabhu and he glorified Nityananda Prabhu. But last verse also we saw that how he asked Nityananda Prabhu of his kaupin, and then he distributed the pieces of kaupin to everybody, all the devotees, and he told them that you should tie it on your head. So what is this? This is Maha. This is the remnants of Nityananda Prabhu. And now here from text 32, Mahaprabhu is saying, Prabhu bole. Prabhu means here Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is telling everybody, Suna Sakala Bhaktagana, O devotees, since now you have tied the kaupin, the kaupin cloth on your head, so now you all come. You all come and Nityananda Padodoka Karagrahan. You should wash the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and then Grahan. Then you have to drink that water. So wash the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu means worship him and then drink the water. Text 33. Karele matra e padodaka pana Krishna dhrida bhakti hai iha nahi ana. So now Mahaprabhu is telling that what will happen as soon as one drinks that water, one will develop fixed devotional service to Krishna. Karele matra e padoka pan. As soon as one drinks the water that has washed the lotus feet of Nityananda, Krishna dhrida bhakti, bhakti towards the devotional service towards Lord Krishna becomes fixed, becomes determined, becomes fixed. Iha nahi ana, and there is no doubt about it. So just believe my words, come forward, wash Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet and drink water. Agyapai sabe Nityanande racharana Pakhaile padodaka kharaya grahana. As soon as everybody received these instructions by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as he ordered everyone, they all immediately washed the feet of Lord Nityananda Prabhu and they drank it. Panchabara dashabara ekajane khaya bhaya nahi Nityananda hasaya sadaya. So Panchavara, they were not drinking just one time and they were satisfied. Again and again they were drinking 5 times, 10 times. They were drinking the water that has washed the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. Bhaya nahi Nityananda hasa sadaya. Nityananda Prabhu doesn't know because he was not in his external consciousness. He doesn't know what's happening. But he was laughing. He was simply smiling. He was laughing constantly. Hasaya. He was not only smiling, but he was laughing and constantly. And Bhaya nahi, he was not aware. He was completely oblivious of what is happening. He was not in his external consciousness. Apane vashiya maha Prabhu Gaura Raya Nityananda Padodaka Gautake Lotaya. Sitting where he was, Apane Vishaya Mahaprabhu Gauraraya. Sitting where he was, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, in great jubilation, he personally distributed that water that has washed the lotus feet of Nityananda. Nityananda Padadaka Kautuke Lotaya. Lotaya means to distribute freely. He was giving freely, distributing freely the water that has washed the lotus feet of Nityananda. Sabe Nityananda Padotaka Kari Pada. Everybody drank, honored that water. Matta Praya Hari Bali Karaya Ahvana. And as soon as they drank the water that has washed the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, they all, Matta Praya, they all became maddened. Maddened in what? In Krishna praying. They all became intoxicated and loudly they were chanting, Haribol, Haribol. They were constantly singing, chanting the names of Lord Hari. So we'll take a little break here and then we'll continue, because we have to first understand what these verses are talking about. So here it's mostly about the water that has washed the lotus feet of the Lord. So what is the glory? What is the glory? What happens when one receives the remnants of the Lord? Now first Mahaprabhu gave the remnant of cloth, his kaupan cloth, and told everybody to tie them on their head. And now Mahaprabhu is distributing the water that has washed the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So when we say the word remnants doesn't only strict to the food items. Normally we say, right, Krishna Prasad. And with Krishna Prasad, we relate it with the food, with the eatables. But Krishna Prasad can be anything. Can be Krishna's garments, can be Krishna's jewelry, can be Krishna's cloth, can be Krishna's food that Krishna has tasted. So anything. So everything, they come under the category of Uchishta. How do we understand this? This is our Uddhava. In the 11th canto, he says, Toya bhukta shraggandha vaso lankara charchita uchishta bhojanas dasas tvaimayam jayamehi. So what is saying? When we decorate, when we accept the uchishta of the Lord. The uchishta of the Lord doesn't mean just the food items. Uchishta can be the Lord's garlands or the fragrant oils, especially after Narasimha Arati. In the temple, when you attend Mangala Arati, after that there is a Narasimha Arati. And that Lord Nrsingadev is offered the scented oil along with the flower. And everybody is given that scented oil on the hand and they smell the flower. So this is all uchishta. This is all uchishta. So you can take clothes, fragrant oil, garlands, or ornaments, or anything that is first enjoyed by the Supreme Lord. And then when we consume it, it becomes uchishta. It is the remnants of Krishna. So what actually happens? I'll open up for everybody. What actually happens when we take the remnants of the Supreme Lord? Anybody wants to say?
It purifies us.
It purifies us, yes. What else? And just
Gives
now,
us Krishna prem.
yes, just now we read in Caitanya Bhagavata also that Mahaprabhu said that as soon as one drinks the water, one becomes fixed in devotional service. Yes, one gets Krishna prem. One becomes fixed in devotional service. One becomes purified. What else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Like we see in case of Nityananda Prabhuji's remnants being accepted by the associates around, they also became intoxicated, right? So that is also possible because Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Balaram. So anyone getting this remnants, my God. So obviously they would also get to the same state of mind.
Yeah. So what happened is, as you said, that the remnants of the personality whom we are taking, his qualities get rubbed on us. Like we saw in the case of Nityananda Prabhu. When they took the remnants of Nityananda Prabhu, his quality of matta, his quality of matta and Krishna Prem, being maddened in Krishna Prem, was rubbed on the devotees, and therefore all the devotees also became intoxicated. Yeah. So yeah, you all are right. But here our Uddhava, the verse that I quoted, he's saying, Uchishta bhojino dasas tva mayam jaye mehi. So he is saying that, oh Lord, if somebody accepts your remnants, then he will get strength. Okay. What strength? Do we need strength in devotional service? Yes, of course, we need strength in doing devotional service. But he's saying he gets that strength to what? Mayam jaye mehi means to get victory over Maya. One is able to conquer your illusory energy. So this is also very important point. All of you said is absolutely right. But this is what even Uddhav is saying, that not only one gets purified, not only one gets Krishna Prem, not only one others' qualities get rub on us, but along with that, we also possess some strength. And that strength is needed to win over Maya. So he's saying your servants indeed are able to conquer your illusory energy when we accept Krishna's remnants. In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Durattaya. Mameva hi prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. That this Maya is my Maya. This is divine. This is my Mama Maya. This is my Maya. Krishna very boldly declares. But then he says, it's Durattaya. It's impossible to cross over. And unless and until we cross over this Maya, it's impossible for us to get out of the clutches of this Jaramrityu, Jaravyadi, Janma Mrityu Jaravyadi. We cannot cross over this cycle of birth and death. So we have to be victorious over Maya. And how's that possible? What does it mean to become victorious? Is there some kind of battle we are having with Maya? Yes, Prabhupada says that yes, when we chant Hare Krishna, when we put our hands in the bead bag, we are declaring an open war against Maya. Okay? But rising above Maya is to become Gunatit, is to rise above the three modes of material nature. And that can only be possible when we surrender unto Lord Shri Krishna, who is the Mayadhish, who is an Ishwar of Maya. So, Mameva hi prapadyante. Krishna says, when you surrender unto me, Maya metam tarantite, you will easily cross over. But then, how to surrender? One of the processes when we take Uchishta of the Supreme Lord. Taking Uchishta of the Supreme Lord means anything that we possess, anything whatsoever, our wealth, our possessions, our family members, our clothes, our ornaments, whatever we have, we should offer it to the Supreme Lord. Oh Lord, this is all yours. I am being given the responsibility, or I am enjoying this because you enjoyed this. So this is what surrenderance. Surrenderance is to become one in Krishna's plan, not having our own plans and then telling Krishna this is what has to be executed. Krishna is not a personality who is there to fulfill our orders. We are the ones who are Krishna's servants, and we are the ones who are supposed to follow Krishna's order. So, Mameva hi prapadyante, that surrenderance is to become one with Krishna's plan. Then Krishna says, Maya metam tarantiti, and then you will be able to conquer this Maya. So that's what even Uddhav ji is saying in the 11th canto, that, oh Lord, just by accepting your remnants, just by accepting the things that have been already enjoyed by you, we will get strength to conquer your illusory energy. Now, this is what is when we accept Krishna Prasad. But is Krishna Prasad non-different from Krishna's devotees Prasad? Obviously, it's not different. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami states, Krishnera Uchishtahaya Mahaprasad Nama. When we take Uchishta of Krishna, it becomes Mahaprasad. We say Mahaprasad. But if the same Mahaprasad is honored by a devotee, Bhakta Shesha Haila, whatever is Shesh, after the Bhakta has honored, whatever is left over, when the Bhakta honors that Mahaprasad, then the leftover, what it becomes? Mahaprasad Akhyana. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that it becomes it becomes Mahaprasad. That means the potency of that prasad is doubled. So, yes, Krishna, when he accepts, it's called Mahaprasad. But when the same Mahaprasad is honored by a pure devotee of the Lord, and then what the remnants are left, that is known as Mahaprasad. So in this regard, we have to be very, very cautious, very, very careful that yes, when it comes to taking Krishna Prasad, we accept it with open arms. We accept it. But if we ever get an opportunity to accept Krishna's Mahaprasad, that is more glorious than accepting Krishna Prasad. Because that Krishna Prasad has been accepted by his pure devotee. And Krishna says, Aham Bhakta Paradhina, that I am sold out to my pure devotees. So when that pure devotee's remnants we get, then the empowerment is much more higher and it is very glorious. And that's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the famous verse comes, Bhakta Pada Dhuliyar Bhakta Pada Jal Bhakta Bhukta Avashesha Tina Mahabal. So he says that yes, the dust of the lotus feet of the devotee, Bhakta Pada Dhuliyar. Dhuli means the dust of the pure devotees of the Lord. Bhakta Pada Jal, and the water that has washed the lotus feet of the Lord. Bhakta Bhukta Avashesh, and anything that is left over after the devotee has honored some eatables. If we accept that, then Tina Mahabal, these are the very powerful substances. And then why do we need that powerful substances? Then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Tina seva haite Krishna prema haya punha sarva shastre phukariya kaya. Because once we accept these three things, the dust, the water, and the remnants, the eatables of the pure devotees, we accept that Mahaprasad. Then he says, Tina seva, when we do service to all these three. Doing service means honoring, accepting with full faith, with full awe and reverence. When we do that service to these three things, then we get Krishna Prem. Then one attains the ecstatic love of Krishna. Puna sarva shastra. And he's saying, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying, this is not me who is saying. Puna sarva shastra. Pukhariya kaya. Pukhariya means loudly all the shastras are proclaiming that we have to accept, we have to perform service to these three things. So therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Tate bara kahi suna bhakta gana vishwasa kariya kare hitina sevana. So therefore saying, Tate bara kahi, therefore he's saying loudly and repeatedly I am saying that, oh dear devotees, suna bhakta gana vishwasa kariya, have faith in my words. Whatever I'm saying, please have faith in my words. Because I'm not saying out of my some mental concoction. I'm stating the Shastras. Whatever the revealed scriptures are proclaiming, I'm just repeating those words. And therefore, have some faith in these words. Kare tina sevana. And therefore, whenever the opportunity comes, please, without any hesitation, accept it. Accept the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnava. Accept the water that has washed the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. And accept the food item that has been left over by a Vaishnava. Accept his uchishta. Then you can see the transformation in one's life. In this regard, there is all these sections, actually these verses that I quoted from Chaitanya Charitamrita comes in the section of a very pure devotee named Kalidas. So Chaitanya Charitamrita describes about this Kalidas, that how he was always hankering for having or accepting the remnants of the pure devotees. To an extent that once he went, I'll not go in detail, but once he went in one of the house of Jharu Thakur, who was a low caste Brahmana, not a Brahmana, but he was from a low caste. Basically, he was a Shudra. But because he was always intoxicated with Krishna Prem, Kalidas thought that I want the remnants. So when Jharu Thakur came and to greet Kalidas, Kalidas went at the home of, he goes to the home of Jharu Thakur, and he took the entire box of mangoes. And then when Jharu Thakur came and he greeted, and they both went inside. So when Jharu Thakur walked, the footprints were marked on that muddy land. So what Kalidas did, he smeared that dust on his entire body. And then he presented those mangoes. Later, those mangoes, and after that, giving that mangoes, he came out and he hid himself behind the cottage of Jharu Thakur. So Jharu Thakur, he ate those mangoes, he left the seeds. Then his wife also ate the mangoes and left the peel and the seeds, and they tied it in one banana leaf and they just threw away. And as soon as she threw those peels and seeds, Kalidas was there. And he just took those remnants. He took those seeds and peels that were already honored by Jharu Thakur and his wife, and he accepted them as a remnant. Mahaprabhu was so pleased that Mahaprabhu, when he used to go to Jagannath Puri, the temple, Jagannath temple, the strict orders were given to Govinda that nobody should take water that has washed my feet. It was a strict order. But Mahaprabhu was so happy with Kalidas that one day when Govinda was washing the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu so that Mahaprabhu can climb and go inside the Jagannath temple, Kalidas came and he extended his palm to take that water. And Kalidas, he drank once, twice, and 3 times. So 3 times he drank that water of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped him. He said, enough, Kalidas, enough. No more. I fulfilled your desire. I know in your heart you had this desire. Therefore, I fulfilled it. Enough. So this is what the mood of a devotee is. The devotee always hanker for the uchishta of a pure devotee. And in this regard, I will like to share 3 verses from our Srimad Bhagavatam that also describes about the uchishta, the importance of the dust, the water, and the eatables of the pure devotees. So this is the verse from 7th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th chapter, verse number 32. Naishamatistavā durukramagrehrihim sparshattanarthapagamo yadartha mahiyasham padarajobhishekam nishkinchananam navriniti yavat. So this verse was spoken by Shri Prahlad Maharaj. And what he is saying, Naisham Matis. Matis means your consciousness. If you want your consciousness, then your consciousness should be attached to whom? Tavad Urukramang Urukrama means Vamanadev or Trivikrama. So Urukrama is also the name of the Lord. Angrim means the lotus feet. Your consciousness should be attached to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. And as soon as your consciousness is sparshati means is touched on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anarthapagamo yadartham. Anarthapagamo means all the anarthas, they will be destroyed, they will be finished, and it will have some artha. So when anarthas are gone, then naturally you develop some artha. But he says, how one's consciousness can be fixed on the Supreme Lord? Then Prahlad Maharaj says that your consciousness can be fixed only Mahisham Pada Rajobhishekam Nishkinchananam na Vrinitayavat. Vrinitayavat means as long as you don't do Abhishek. Abhishek means you don't rub your entire body or you don't smear your entire body with Pada Raj Abhishekam, with the dust of whom? Mahisham, of the pure devotees. Then Nishkinchanana means those who are very Nishkincha, those who don't have any desire, those who don't have anything to do with this material world. So till the time you don't smear the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, of the pure devotees, your consciousness will not be attached to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, and your anarthas will not go away. So if you want all these things to happen, Mahisham Pada Raj Abhishekam, then do Abhishek of the dust of the lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas. Then there is another verse that comes in the 5th canto by Jada Bharat, and he is speaking to King Rahuguna. Rahuganaita tapasa na yati na cheja nirvapanat grihatva na chandasa chay naiva jalangi suryer vina mahatpad rajobhishekam. See how mahatpad rajobhishekam is said in the previous verse also and this verse also. So it's how to give importance. That's why the in Shastras, when anything is repeated, that means it is not the fault of redundancy, but it is to enhance or to bring out the glory of that point. So he's saying, O King Rahuguna, this knowledge, the knowledge in the previous verses that I have given you of the devotional service, nayati, it will not be revealed on its own. Then how? Not tapasa, not even if you perform severe austerities, this knowledge will not be revealed. Not chaitya. Not chaitya means archana, puja. When you do elaborate worship of the Supreme Lord, then also this knowledge will not be revealed. Nirvapanat grihadva. Nirvapanat grihadva means that ones who accept sannyas, renounce all the material activities. Grihadva means one who is very ideal in his household activities, who is very ideal in grahastashram. Even if you do that, na chandansa. Chandasa means even if you are great celibate, or another meaning of chandasa means that you study. Chandas means you study the Vedic scriptures very scrutinizingly. These knowledge will not be revealed with any of these process. Naiva jalangi surya, neither it will be achieved if you performed severe austerities by standing in the water for a long time, or you are exposing yourself to sun in the scorching sunny day. Then also, and if you are burning on the scorchy sunny day, and if you are surrounding yourselves with the fire, means you are doing extreme austerity. Still, those scriptures, the devotional service, the scriptures will not be revealed in your heart, then is there any possibility? Yes. Vina mahat pada rajobhishekam. Unless and until you smear your body with the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnava, the knowledge of the scriptures will not be revealed to you. This is how he explains. And in last verse, he says, this is verse 2:3:23. This is the verse spoken by the Shaunak Rishi to Suta Goswami. And they are saying, Jivan chavo bhavatangri renum na jatu martyo bhibilata yastu Shri Vishnu padya manujastulasya shashvan chavo yastu naveda gandham. So first two lines is Jivan chavo. Jivan means you are still living. But because chavo, you have rejected, if you have not accepted what? Bhavatangri renum. Bhagavat means the Mahabhagavat or the pure devotees. Angri again, the lotus feet, the feet. And Renum, the dust of the lotus feet. If you have not accepted and you have discarded, then Najatu Martyo, then you are your body, though you are living, but you will be considered as a dead body because you have not accepted the dust of the lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas. So therefore, it's so much important that one should accept the Uchishta of the Supreme Lord and of the pure devotees of the Supreme Lord. Now the point comes that, okay, we have to accept. Do we have to literally accept? Do we have to literally accept the water that has washed the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord? Or do we literally have to smear our body with the dust of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord or his pure devotees? Or it's just a figurative way? Is there any symbolic way to say that? So the answer is both. So yes, literally also, we have to smear our body with the dust. We have to accept the uchishta, the eatable items, and we have to drink the water that has washed the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord and his pure devotees. Literally also, we have to take care of all these things. Just like here in the case of how Nityananda Prabhu's the water that has washed his lotus feet is accepted, grahana, is being accepted by the devotees. Similarly, literally also, whenever the opportunity comes, we should accept it. And figuratively also. Figuratively also means that, okay, I smeared the dust of the lotus feet of my spiritual master. I drink everything. I drink the water that has been washed, the lotus feet of my spiritual master. I accept the remnants also of my spiritual master. But then what if I don't follow his instructions? Will all these things still work? No. So the thing is, yes, literally also we have to do, but it's a symbolic thing also. Symbolic representation is accepting somebody's remnant, somebody's uchishta, is means to accept his instructions. We have to follow the instructions also of our spiritual master. Like in the starting of the session, we discussed that how taking the uchishta of the Supreme Lord also means surrendering to the Supreme Lord or accepting his plans, becoming one with his plans, seeing Krishna's hand behind everything. So this is also the way of accepting Uchishta of the Supreme Lord or surrendering unto the Supreme Lord. Similarly, when they repeatedly Bhagavatam says Mahatpad Rajobhishekam, means that yes, we have to smear our body with the dust also, but we also have to follow the instructions of the Supreme Lord. So literally also we have to think that this water that has washed the lotus feet of my spiritual master or some pure devotee is not an ordinary water. If we consider the spiritual master to be an ordinary man or his remnants to be the ordinary food, then we are committing an offense. So we have to be very careful that when we take Charanamrita of a pure devotee, we should never consider to be like an ordinary water. Just like we don't consider the Mahamantra to be an ordinary sound, or we don't consider the deity in the temple to be made up of stone or wood. We don't consider them. We consider that they are Sakshat Krishna, the Sakshat Vrajendra Nandana. We consider this. Similarly, we have to consider that my spiritual master is not an ordinary man. He is representative of the Supreme Lord Krishna. And the water that has washed his lotus feet, or the dust of his lotus feet, or any of his uchishta is also not ordinary. So this is how we have to accept, literally also. Sometimes, especially when you go to Vrindavan or Mayapur, I'll just narrate my thing, my experience, that last year when I went for parikrama, it was a Charasi Kos parikrama at Vrindavan, and we saw a lot of temples, we entered in a lot of temples, and in every temple they will give Charanamrit. Now sometimes that Charanamrit is not clean. There are some flies in that Charanamrit. But we were instructed that we don't have to think that this Charanamrit is an ordinary water. We still have to accept it and drink it with full faith. So literally, we have to accept that water or that Charanamrit or milk, means it can be made up of water, or it is some juice, or maybe some milk, honey, yogurt, whatever, with which they do Abhishek of the Lord. So we don't have to see externals in the Charanamrit, but we have to see the potency in the Charanamrit. And of course, in a symbolic way also, we have to follow the instructions of the Supreme Lord and of his pure devotees. Like the famous example of Chaitanya Charitamrita comes the disciple of Shripad Madhavendra Puri, Ramachandra Puri. He was serving his spiritual master. So that definitely he was coming in close contact of the Uchishta of Sri Madhavendra Puri. But he didn't follow his instructions, and therefore he committed an offense against his spiritual master. And then we know the story that how he was, because he offended his spiritual master, he found fault even in the Supreme Lord, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is how we have to be very, very careful. Because this dust of the lotus feet, if it works miracles, then if it is ignored or any offense is committed on this lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, then we have to bear the repercussions also. So yes, the benefits of the dust of the lotus feet are there, but precautions are supposed to be taken. Because the same dust, if it is ignored, or the instructions that are not followed, can have repercussions to it. In this regard, Prabhupada, in one of his purport, he quotes that everything depends on the strength of the recipient. For example, there are some plants who are exposed to the scorching sunshine, and they may flourish, they may grow very beautifully, they may grow. But there are some plants, if they are exposed to the same sunlight, they dry up, right? So similarly, when we smear the dust of the lotus feet of personalities, they offer all the good to the recipient. But the same dust can do harm also if we become offenders at their lotus feet. Then the same dust will become the medium, the madhyam, the instrument for our bhakti lata to get dry up. Just like The same sun, when it exposed to some plants, they grow, but if it exposed to some plants, they dry. So if we commit an offense, if we become an offenders at the lotus feet of the pure Vaishnavas, then all our godly qualities will diminish and we'll wither off in our spiritual life. So therefore, it is being said, actually Prabhupada quotes very beautifully, he quotes in the purport, that why, suppose if somebody offends a Vaishnava, then the Vaishnava forgives, but Krishna will not. So somebody can ask, well, I committed an offense against a Vaishnava, and that Vaishnava is least bothered. That Vaishnava has not accepted any kind of offense, and he or she is normal to me. Then why Krishna has to intervene? Then again, Prabhupada gives this example that actually, when the sun is there, fully bright, noontime, at that time, if somebody is walking barefoot, then we can still bear the sun rays, the heat of the sun rays on our head. It's still possible. But if we are walking barefoot, it's very hard to tolerate that scorching sunshine on one's feet. It's very hard. Similarly, the feet of the Supreme Lord, Vaishnavas, reside on those feet. So Krishna can still accept any offense done to him, but will not accept any offense that is done to his Vaishnavas, to his pure devotees, because those pure devotees are residing on the lotus feet of Krishna. Just like we can bear the scorching sunshine on our head, but we cannot bear it on our feet. It's very hard to walk barefoot in that sunshine, in that scorching heat summer. So that's how Prabhupada gives that example, that we have to be very, very careful when it comes to accept the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. So we'll continue with our Caitanya Bhagavata. Text 37 we read. 38. केहा बोले आजी धन्या हैला जीवाना, केहा बोले आजी सबा खांदीला बंधाना. Someone said, today my life has become successful because I accepted the Uchishta of Sri Nityananda Ram. Someone else said, today my material bondage is vanquished. So all our anarthas also goes away. केहा बले आजी है लामा कृष्ण दास, केहा बले आजी धन्य दिवास प्रकाश, केहा बले पादोदका बड़ा स्वादु लागे, एखन मुखेरा मिष्टी टाना ही अभागे. So Keha Bole Hai Lama Krishnadas. And today I have become Krishnadas. I can proclaim that I have become Krishnadas because I accepted Uchishta of Nityananda Ram. Someone says, Aji Dhanya Divyasa Prakash, means today my day is very successful. It's very auspicious for me because I got an opportunity to accept Nityananda's Uchishta. Somebody said, Padodaka bada swadu lage. Oh, this water that has washed the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu is very tasty. Ekhano mukhera mishtata nahi bhage. The water is so tasty that I still feel the sweetness, the mishta, the mithapan means the sweetness of that water. I still feel, even after drinking it, I still feel the sweetness in my mouth. So we can read the purport later. In the interest of time, I'll skip it. Text 41. Kese Nityananda Pado Dekera Prabhava Pana Matra Sava Haila Chanchala Swabhava. Like just Vasundhara Mataji I hope Vasundhara Mataji only said, that just by wonderful influence, the water that washed the feet of Nityananda Prabhu has, that by drinking, every become agitated. Chanchala Swabhava. Agitated here doesn't mean in the wrong sense. Agitated means everyone became ecstatic. As Mataji was also referring, that how when we take the Uchishta of the pure devotee, then his godly qualities also get rubbed on us. We acquire those godly qualities. And everybody started dancing. Keha nache, keha gaya, keha gadi gajaya, hunkara garjana kaya, karaya sadaya. So after drinking that water, someone danced, someone sang, and someone rolled on the ground. All of them became the part and parcel of that supreme avadhut. And all the others roared loudly all the time. Uttila Paramananda Krishnera Kirtana Vihvala Hariya Nritya Kara Bhakta Gana. And they all did tumultuous ecstatic kirtan and they all danced together. Nritya, Vivala Haya Nritya Kare. They all started dancing. They all became completely overwhelmed with the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. क्षण के श्री गौरचंद्र करिया हुंकार उठिया लागिला नृत्य करिते अपार. Soon Sri Gaurachandra rode loudly and began to dance profusely. Nityananda Swarupa Uthila Tata Shana Nritya Kare Dui Prabhu Vedi Bhakta Gana. Now we can just imagine this pastime. Nityananda Swarupa Uthila Tata Shana. Seeing Mahaprabhu dancing and singing loudly, Nityananda Prabhu also rose up from his seat. And Dui Prabhu and both of them, both the lords, were dancing amidst the devotees. Just meditate on this thing, that how Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are dancing ecstatically, becoming completely oblivious of the surroundings. They are simply dancing, roaring, chanting Krishna's name, and all the devotees are surrounding them and are dancing. Such a beautiful scene. We all love to be the part of that Shiva Sangan. कारा गए केबा पदे केबा करे धारे केबा कारा चरणेरा धूली लाया शीरे. And no one know who fell on whom. They were so ecstatic. Who caught whose feet and taking the dust of their feet on their head. So this was a transcendental competition that was going on amongst the devotees. We see here also, especially in Sadhu Sangha, we see that how devotees become so ecstatic that they jump off from their stage, and if some pure devotee or some sannyasi, some Maharaj has jumped, then everybody will be just grabbing to his lotus feet and taking dust. So this is the transcendental dance, this is the transcendental competition that goes on. And our Caitanya Bhagavat is the praman of it. That when devotees become ecstatic in their dance, then they forget that whom they are felling on whom they caught, and whose feet whose dust at their lotus feet they are taking on their head. Keva kara galadhari karaya rodana keva kona rupa kare na jaya varnana. One cannot describe who cried by holding whose neck and who did what. Even Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying it's so difficult for me to describe that ecstatic moment, because these moments are supposed to be felt at heart. So he said it's impossible for me to describe them in words, because everybody was so ecstatic that time that they were simply dancing, roaring, chanting, and they were totally ecstatic. Prabhu kariya o karo kichu bhaya nahi, Prabhu bhritya sakala nacheya ekathahi. The devotees did not fear that they were with the Lord. Both the Lord and his servants danced together. So there were nothing no mood of awe and reverence. They all were one and they were together dancing. Nityananda Chaitanya Kariya Kola Kuli Ananda Nachena Dui Prabhu Kutahali. Lord Nityananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they both embraced each other and danced in ecstasy. Second last verse. Prithvi Kampita Nityananda Padatale Dekhiya Ananda Sarva Gana Hari Bale. The earth shook by the weight of Nityananda's steps. Seeing his dancing, all the devotees chanted Hari Hari. Last verse. Prema rase matta dui Vaikuntha Ishwara Nache nalaiya sabe prema anuchara. Being intoxicated with ecstasy, prema rasa matta, they were maddened. Who? The two lords of Vaikuntha, Ishwara. Nachelina laya sabha prema anuchara. They all danced and they allowed their devotees also to follow their footsteps in their companies, in the company of their followers. They were dancing and they were inspiring, enthusing others also to dance. So this is all for today, what we discussed, that how the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava is actually very important. Now here I'm saying the dust, but it means the Uchchashta. Any remnant, if we get of a pure devotee, it's a blessing. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, I'll just sing one paragraph, one stanza of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song that describes that how this dust works miracle. Shodha Bhagata Charan Renu Bhajana Anukula. Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu, the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee. Bhajan Anukula. If somebody gets that dust, then it becomes conducive for somebody to perform one's bhajan. So if we want dridata, if we want steadiness in our bhajan, in our devotional service, then we should grab this opportunity to take the dust of the lotus feet of a pure Vaishnava. Shodha Bhagata Charana Renu Bhajana Nukula Bhakat Seva Parama Siddhi Premalati Karamula. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying Bhakat Seva, to perform service at the lotus feet of a pure devotee. Paramasiddhi, it's actually the perfection of one's life. To serve, to menially serve the pure devotee and to take the instructions of the pure devotee as one's heart and soul. Then it becomes, it's actually the perfection of one's life. Bhakata Seva Paramasiddhi. Prema Latikara Mula. Prema Latikar means the creeper. The creeper of what? Krishna Prem. So the creeper of the Krishna Prem has to be grounded, has to be fixed firmly on the ground. So that means the roots should be deep down in the ground so that that creeper can nicely grow. And he's saying that roots of that devotional creeper is actually Bhakata Seva, is to serve the Supreme Lord. Therefore, it says, Sadhu Sanga, Sarva Shastra Koy. Lava Matra Sadhu Sanga, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. And in the Madhurya Kadambini session also we saw that how the creeper grows and then it bears flowers and then it bears fruits of Krishna Prem. But till the time it is growing and even after it is budding properly, we know that the creeper is budding flowers. That means the creeper is healthy. creeper is firmly rooted in the ground. But it is all because of sadhu sangha. The moment that sadhu sangha is taken away, that healthy creeper will also dry up. So therefore, up to the level of prema, the only thing that sustains that devotional creeper is the association of pure devotees. And then what we do in the association, we take their uchishta, we take their association, we take their guidance, we take their instructions, and we follow them to our best of the capabilities. Okay. So we'll stop here. Thank you all so much. It's already 12:09. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, all the assembled Vaishnavas ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. That was very, very beautiful session, Mataji. So insightful. Like, what is the importance of association of the devotees, and what is the, like, why we should take the uchishta of the devotees, so that we can be continuously in the Krishna consciousness, and steadily we can be praying the Lord. And what is the, like, how the association of the devotees is useful. We can get their instructions, their guidance, and follow in their footsteps to be in this Krishna consciousness and be serving the Lord. So nice, Mataji. And even in the ecstasy, the way Nityananda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were dancing and following them, all the Bhakta Vrinda was also in ecstasy doing that, the bhajan and everything. The way you explained, I could imagine that, Mataji. And when you were telling about Uchishta, I immediately remembered the episode that you told, Mataji. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also we heard that I did not heard about the devotee's name, Mataji, like the one who goes with the mangoes to
Kalidas.
yeah, yeah, that one. So I remembered the episode, but I was not able to recollect the name of the devotee, Mataji.
It
Hare
also
Krishna.
happened during Gundicha Marjan, when Mahaprabhu was washing and cleaning that temple. So definitely the buckets of water were brought, and Mahaprabhu himself, his lotus feet were drowned in that water, and everybody was drinking that water.
Hare Bol.
They were cleaning as well as they were drinking that water, because that water has washed the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. So this was
Obviously, devotees will be greedy to have that, Mataji, because it's Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. So why not? Hare Bol. Yes, Mataji. Yeah, Parima Mataji, please go ahead with your realizations or questions, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. What a nectarian class again. Mataji, I had this one thing in my mind that you said that when you went to Vrindavan and you used to take Charnamrit everywhere. Mataji, I had gone last year. Not that I did the Chauriyasi course, but I was asked to do the Achman of the Yamuna Jal, which was like filled with algae and all
Don't say
dirt.
that, Mataji.
I know, but I know it is Yamuna. I don't say it's dirty. Yamuna is very clean. We have made it dirty. It's not that Yamuna is dirty. Yamuna is never dirty. She is pure, eternally pure. But Mataji, that jal, how can you drink that? What if you fall sick?
Nothing will happen, Mataji.
I had taken all my antibiotics, everything with me from
Nothing
here.
happens. Nothing happens. Trust me. See, you are not drinking like you are quenching your thirst, but you are drinking as a charanamrit. So
I just
remember
put
the
it on. I
pastime.
just took that water and put it on my lower lip. I didn't even drink it, but I did put it on my lower lip.
We should drink it, because it's not the matter of drinking, it's the matter of consciousness with which we are accepting. Okay, Krishna will see the consciousness. Krishna will not see whether you have drink it, whether you have sprinkled it, or whether you have touched your lower lip or whatnot. Krishna will see that what is your intention as soon as you get that Charnamrit. Are you seeing the externals in it, or you are really thinking that, oh, this Yamuna is the same Yamuna where Krishna sported with his all the Vrajavadhus, and how this Yamuna
Mataji, we do get
playground.
that feeling because we have, been through or read this Bhagavatam. Trust me on that. That honestly, I went with that feeling only that, this is the same place where Krishna sported all that, but still, we are still living in this material body. and
This is
and
the
with
covering.
great difficulty, I had gone to
This is the
Vrajda.
covering of Maya, Mataji. This is the covering of Maya. Today's Vrindavan is the same Vrindavan that Krishna sported or Krishna frolic around, the same place. But right now, what we see is the covering of Maya. Because Maya has covered this Vrindavan. Because we Kali Yuga people are not eligible to enter into that real Vrindavan. Therefore, Prabhupada would always say that when you go to Vrindavan, don't see Vrindavan with your eyes. See Vrindavan through your ears. Because if we'll see with our eyes, we'll see only filth and dirt and pig and mud. But we are not supposed to see. This is the very thin line covering that covers the spiritual Vrindavan. So when we go, we should not see the externals. Therefore, hear Vrindavan, hear the pastimes, and imagine there is no, that is what is Smaranam is. We are not speculating, but whatever we have heard, now we are able to do that Smaran, that this is the same place where this Leela happened. And with that consciousness, if we accept it, that will transform our heart. If we see the externals, Mataji, it's very difficult. Even, my son went and it was the Govind Kund. And he he couldn't take that water because, as you said, it was full green. And he said, it's impossible for me to drink that water of that Govind Kund, where the Samadhi of Shripad Madhavendra Puri is also there. And but he went. There are 3-4 stairs, and he took that water and he just sprinkled. And there was a Vrajbasi right there, and he scolded him like, he said, "What are you doing? You are seeing this algae? Ye kya kar rahe ho tum? You are committing an aparad against this Govind Kund. Drink this water right now." And he scolded, literally he scolded. And he just drank it. So
He
that's
didn't
how
fall
the
sick?
Zar Mataji. And luckily, I'm happy that he got that Rajvasi. Otherwise, it would have been really an aparad that taking that water and just sprinkling on our head. So he drank that water. So yes.
Okay, so yeah, but nobody fell sick, right? That is the only
Nobody,
concern I
nobody.
had.
No. Rather, it's there in Prabhupada Lilamrita also that Prabhupada and even his sister Pishubai, they both, whenever they felt sick, they will go and take Charanamrit. Rather than taking antibiotics, they'll survive on Charanamrit. That's the faith they both have. It's there in
Wow.
Prabhupada Lilamrita. You can search. Even if you Google it, you can search that how Prabhupada would avoid taking any kind of medicine, rather will take, okay, give me Charanamrit and I'll be fine. So that's the amount of faith we should have.
Thank you, Mataji, for your realizations. And there's one more thing I would want, probably not now, right now on this platform, but in private, about the Chaurasi course, because I'm really interested. And how did you manage? And what was the?
It's very austere. It's difficult. But if you have that determination and you have the mercy of Srimati Radharani, then it's possible.
But
And
you went with our ISKCON devotees, or you are
yeah,
on your own?
it's by ISKCON devotees only, by Lokanath Swami Maharaj. He
Okay.
conducts every year. So do it. At least I'll say, out of my realization, that once in a lifetime, one should do
Yes.
the Rasi course. At least once in a lifetime.
And how
That
do you get the information, Mataji, that this year who is taking? I mean, how do
so
you?
every year, His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj and his team take every year,
During Kartik?
during Kartik, the entire Kartik, first day to Kartik to the last day. And it's wonderful, but once in lifetime we should do it.
Yeah,
Like there
while
are
I'm
many
still.
devotees. It was the 37th Padayatra when I went last.
Wow.
And there were devotees who were coming for past 35 years, never missed.
Wow.
So
Amazing. I'll take their foot dust.
That's what we did.
Okay, Mataji, thank you so much for this information. Thank you for your services. Danvat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Vasundhara Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandava Pranams. As usual, no words to describe the way you take up the sessions. It's really touching, Mataji. And always I get couple of takeaways. But the thing is, unfortunately, I'm not there. Always it happens the same thing. Today again, you spoke about the prasad remnants. I'm nowhere there. Forget about even, like Parima Mataji said, yes, I'm filled with lot of contamination and dirt. I'm not yet developed that kind of what you call, openly accepting that mercy or prasadam or remnants. And even going to Vrindavan, I always see the external. So now I know where I stand. So I need your insights, suggestions. How do I get over this? Would you have any suggestions to tell me about this? How do I accept the prasadam? How do I accept the remnants? I always have this fear of contamination, dirt,
Go with
not
devotees.
even.
If you're
Sorry,
going to
Mataji.
Dham, if you're going to Dham, make sure you don't go alone. Go with devotees.
Yeah, I never go alone. It's only with the devotees, but they are accepting it. They get into, they jump all over, they drink just like that. But I'm not able to. I see only the externals, Mataji, like other Mataji was saying, yes, ditto, ditto. So, I don't know. I want to get over, but the first thing that comes to me is that, that OCD issues, Mataji. I'm like, the first thing is that OCD issue. Forget about even Vrindavan. What is Mataji? I go to ISKCON temple, the Prashadam. If anyone is kind of mixing with the hand without wearing the gloves, that OCD issue comes in. Oh my God, fear of dirt, fear of contamination. I again profusely pray to the mercy of Gurudev and Krishna, because I don't know how. I don't know how to get over this, Mataji.
That's
Would
the
you have
only
any?
thing, Mataji. Just pray and slowly it will go away. You are talking about Vrindavan. What about if you go to Jagannath Puri? The Jagannath Puri, even the prasadam is touched by a dog, still it is supposed to be accepted.
Yeah, there also I didn't eat, Mataji. I served all the
Missed
devotees,
it.
but I didn't eat.
You missed
I
the
took
real
the
mercy,
service of
Mataji.
serving, but I didn't eat, Mataji, honestly, because I avoided. I just served. I took up the role of serving, but I didn't eat because that was a nepa matra I took, But I know I committed mistake.
Not
Maybe
committing
probably the
mistake. It's not about committing mistake, but
offense, aparat.
opportunity. Because see, for Puri, you have to honor Prasad, no matter what. For Vrindavan is famous for his Raj. You have to smear, you have to roll in dust. Literally, you have to roll in dust of Vrindavan.
I just took small portion of dust and then put it on my forehead, Mataji.
You
Beyond that, I
have to
couldn't
roll,
do
Mataji.
anything.
You have to roll
Oh
in the dust of Vrindavan. That's
my
how
God. Okay.
And once you go to Mayapur, you should be engrossed in Kirtan.
You should be
Is most into
Mayapur is?
Mayapur, Navadvip.
Yeah. What
Engrossed in
should one do?
Kirtan.
Okay,
Kirtan.
Kirtan. Okay.
Loudly do Kirtan.
That is easy to do. That is easy to do. There I don't have any issues.
Then do that.
That I have no issues. But this is something OCD, Mataji, OCD. My God, I don't know how do I get over. When I'm listening to all of you, like I feel probably I think in this janam, nowhere. I'll not even progress anywhere because I'm committing a lot of aparat.
You will. You will. We all have come from that OCD problems. So don't worry. Once you are in the association of devotees and you hear about the glories of the Dham, all this OCD will be gone. Like our Lakshmi Devi. When Lakshmi Devi requested Krishna that I want to be the part of Rasa Leela, then Krishna said, okay, if you want to be the part of Rasa Leela, you have to take birth in the womb of a gopi. And only then you will be. And Lakshmi Devi says, it's impossible for me to give up my opulence. It's impossible. She also has the same OCD problem. So what happened? In Belwan, one of Vrindavan, in Belwan,
Mhm.
now she is performing that austerity. Because
Oh,
Krishna says,
okay.
unless and until you take birth from the womb of a gopi, a cowherd girl, you cannot participate in Rasa Leela.
So do you mean to say till one person, one sadhaka gets over all this, there's no that ultimate goal, reaching goal, Mataji? Absolutely
That's,
no.
that's what is Raganuga Bhakti is. That's what we discussed in Madhurya Kadamni, that Vaidhi Bhakti will not take you anywhere. It will, if you want to go and participate in Krishna Leela, you need Raganuga Bhakti. And that Raganuga Bhakti will
Yes, I
come
am.
when you follow a
Okay.
Ragatmika Bhakta of Vrindavan.
So you mean to say all accepting all this is part of Ragatmika Bhakti?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my goodness. Okay. See, Mataji, now itself I'm getting tension.
Don't take tension.
Honestly, I'm like
Don't take
tensed.
tension, Mataji. Just pray. Pray to Krishna that Krishna, please remove all these external coverings from my eyes, from my consciousness. Just pray, and then you can see the miracles will work. Pray, intensely pray that I want to get out of this. When you pray intensely, Krishna will hear your prayers. Okay, Mataji?
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Thanks a ton. Hare Krishna Dandavats.
Then last question we'll take from Akshardas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance at the dust of your lotus feet. So my question is like the vibrations of Mahamantra are present in the sound, right? So how do I can reap any benefit out of it? Like if there is in the
Golokara
ether?
Premadhana Harinam Sankirtan. We should consider that this Mahamantra is not an ordinary sound that we hear from the Bollywood music or from any movie song, but this Mahamantra is coming from Goloka Vrindavan. And Mahaprabhu has become the medium to bring this sound vibration, to bring this Mahamantra for all of us. So when we chant in that mood that this is not an ordinary sound, this is the sound that transforms our heart. It has transformed the heart of so many people. So why it will not transform my heart? So when we chant in that mood, that this is actually Mahaprabhu who has brought this, and this is going to bring the real transformation in life, then this sound vibration will work. So that's how we have
So
to see.
it stays in the ether, right? So how do I get any benefit out of that if there is some Kirtan Sthali or some sacred place I visit?
So when Kirtan Sthali, when you go to some sacred place and there is Kirtan going on, then definitely this, because yes, as you said, this sound is in ether only.
Then he messaged, and her mom messaged me that, hey, my
Then through ether only, this sound will enter into our ears. Now, this sound is not an ordinary sound. Like Prabhupada says that how many times you can chant Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. This is an ordinary word, an ordinary sound. You will get tired of chanting this. But if you go on chanting Krishna Kirtan, you can see, especially if you are in ISKCON, then you can see that ISKCON devotees for hours and hours just with Mahamantra, they can chant. Though the melody can change, but for hours and hours, the mantra is the same. So this mantra is from the ether and you absorb it from the ether only. And when it enters your ears, through your ears, it goes into your chit, it goes into your heart. And there, when it goes into your heart, then what happens? It captures all the indriyas. It takes over. It becomes the master of all the indriyas. And that's how it brings transformations in one's heart. So everything is there in the ether. But how that the sound itself has to have that potency that when through ether it goes into our ears, because this is the creation aspect, that how with Mahavishnu's glance, the sky is formed, the sky that is ether, the sound is there. But with that, what happens? Ears comes into being. So the ears becomes the medium to absorb that sound from that ether. Now, if that sound is a transcendental sound, and when it enters the ears and through ears it enters into our chitta, then definitely it will bring transformations.
So, Mataji, like remembering the 10 offenses and like chanting with absorption, like, but how should I like it reach directly to the heart? Because, like, what I heard is if you're doing one japa, like one round in 108 names, so probably in the initial stages, you only hear 4, 5, or 8, and that's it. Rest is just mechanical.
After 20 years also, I miss all the rounds and just see, hardly hear one or two mantra. But it will come by practice. It's very difficult to control our mind, but Krishna says, Abhyasena tu kaunteya, by practice. Sachinandan Swami, when I attended his japa retreat, he said that if you are doing your japa, concentrate on one hare. Rest, all the other 16, 15 words will follow with that one hare. So focus on that one hare. So there are many japa tips with which you can be steady in your japa, or you can fix your mind while doing japa. But the point is that Naam should not stop. The holy name should go on in our mouth, no matter whether we are talking or whether we are doing our household activities or even our 9 to 5 job. The holy name should be there on our tongue always. That's how we have to reach to that level. I'm saying that doesn't mean that I am on that level, but this is the ideal situation, that how the name should always be there on our tongue, and we should try to develop that habit. Initially, yes, consciously we have to make this habit, but as you said, that slowly and gradually, with prayers, with our fixed determination, definitely we can come on to the level of that chanting Shuddhanam. So right now, even I am chanting, my chanting is full of aparadh. It's not that I'm chanting with focused mind and with full determination. No way. After 20,
Mataji, if you will say so, then what is the hope for like insignificant people like us?
hope is the words of our acharyas. Hope is the assurance that is given by our acharyas. Hope is that hope. That is the only hope, because they say you keep on doing it, be on this route, you will reach your destination. Some may take 5 minutes, some may take 10 minutes, some may take 5 hours, 10 hours, 5 lifetimes, 10 lifetimes. But the process will work. That's the only hope. Even if we are not getting the taste, like Rupa Goswami used to say, he's quoted this verse in Nectar of Instruction, that right now our tongue is diseased with jaundice. So what is the remedy? Eat sugar. But if I'm eating sugar and my tongue is filled with jaundice, that same sugar will be bitter to me and I will not be able to accept it. But the remedy is to eat sugar. Slowly and gradually, the tongue gets cleared of that disease. And now the sweet, when I intake, feels that I'm eating something sweet. So similarly, it happens with japa. Right now, our mind, our chitta, our intelligence, everything is contaminated by the so-called designations that we have been carrying from life after life by turning our face away from Krishna. It's all contaminated. So that pure name is working, but not to full extent, because our contamination is too much. So therefore, we have to keep on chanting, keep on doing it, and this will clear off all the contamination. That's the faith we have, because our acharyas have realized it, they have accepted it, and they have shown us the path. So if I answer your question that what is the hope? The hope is only and only the assurance of Srila Prabhupada. That he said it, so this process will work, not in one lifetime, maybe many lifetimes, but the process will work. And Krishna himself said, Swalpa papi dharmasya trato mahato bhayat. That a small amount of devotional service will not go into vain. It will yield results. So don't worry. Whatever, as far as possible, with simple-mindedness, having simplicity in our heart, no duplicity, no hypocrisy, with whatever way we can, if we do our services properly, we manage our ashram properly, we manage our duties, responsibilities properly, along with our spiritual duties, the process will work.
But
That's the
Mataji, like in day-to-day life, it is hard to close your eyes or close your ears when you are living and you see some inappropriate images or subjects on a day-to-day basis. So, like, should I not give up using smartphone and go in a aloof place
It's
and do
not
nirjan
giving up, it's not giving up smartphones, but if something pops up which is forbidden, just try to ignore. Ignore. Once you will ignore, twice you will ignore, thrice you will ignore. Slowly and gradually it will. I'll give you my example. Before coming into Krishna consciousness, I was so much into Bollywood singing. You name a song and I will give you the entire mukhya, antra, all the stanzas. With one tune, if somebody plays, I'll recognize the song. That was my habit. I was so much into Bollywood songs. This is, I'm talking in 2001 to 90s, 2000. But now it has been replaced. It has been replaced with Vaishnava songs. Now I have no interest in Bollywood songs, no interest in hearing those Bollywood songs or Bollywood movies. So how it happened? Of course, by the mercy of my spiritual master, by the mercy of Krishna, and of course, our own abhyas. Consciously, I avoid listening to Bollywood music. Whenever I feel that urge of hearing, I used to hear some Vaishnava song by my Guru Maharaj. So, replacement, param drishtva nivartate. Get that higher taste. Lower taste will go away. We are all in this material world. We all are facing those challenges, those problems, those forbidden activities. We are all facing. But Prabhu, trust me, when we surrender unto Krishna and when we pray to Krishna, Krishna helps us tremendously. If not Krishna, pray to Srila Prabhupada. Pray to Srila Prabhupada. He is a pure devotee of the Lord. Pray to your spiritual master. Then this is how you will get into it. And slowly and gradually, you will yourself feel that lower taste has gone and you will get this higher taste. The point is our conscious effort. Consciously, हमें अपने आप को रोकना पड़ेगा. We have to stop ourselves and then we have to proceed for the higher things. It will work.
Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay,
Hare
dear
Krishna.
devotees. Thank you so much. Yes, Harita Mataji, you can take over.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Parima Mataji, Vasundhara Mataji, and Akshar Prabhu for asking nice questions and discussing. And, we also got the insights on those topics. And thanks a lot, Mataji, for explaining so
Mataji,
beautifully, Mataji. Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
Mataji, what is the solution for OCD prasadam, over consumption disorder of prasadam?
Just reflect on the potency of prasadam. Don't reflect on your OCD thing. When you understand the potency of prasadam, then this OCD will go. Because potency will overrule the cleanliness.
No, no, no. I'm not saying about cleanliness disorder. I'm asking about consumption disorder.
Oh, consumption disorder. Prabhupada says that you have to eat prasadam to your heart satisfaction. But it's
That's not a disorder.
Why am I worried about cleanliness? My only problem is consumption.
Consumption, yes, as much as you can, to your heart's content, to your neck. But
Mataji, that's a good problem to have, Mataji. Better than this kind of dirt and contamination fear.
yeah, consumption is very good. But again, if we are really a sadhaka, then I have to remind myself, it's not for you, Preeti Vilasni Mataji, that we should not do atyahar. That atyahar will definitely make us more lethargic, and then we'll not be able to carry out our devotional service.
So we should meditate on that then.
Little bit, yes.
This is problem of most of the devotees who like prasadam.
No worries. Still, as Mataji said, Vasundhara, it's a happy problem. So yeah. And I saw the message that Vasundhara Mataji, you rolled in the dust of Raman Reti.
Yeah, because I didn't do any other things which other devotees did. So
that's it.
in Raman
What
Reti, I
else?
did Mataji
You don't have
because
that
it was
cleanliness
clean.
disorder,
That was
Mataji.
clean.
If you can roll in Raman Reti, then what? That's what is needed.
Oh, it's okay, right? Oh,
course.
fine. You know something, even Radha Kund, I didn't take bath, Mataji. Can you believe it? I didn't dip in Radha Kund. Can you believe that? I just did prokshan and came out.
But
I
that's
mean,
what
I prayed to Radharani. I just prayed to Radharani. What do I do? This is a problem I have. So I leave it to you. You only help me get over this problem. I
But
just
for us, we
prokshan and then
were
came.
at Radha Kund, we were consciously
Mataji, we are
to
not
drink
supposed
the
to.
water. We were just
Mataji, we are
No,
not
we need
supposed
to
to
do
bathe in
3.
Radha Kund, right?
No, when I say bathe, they do what you call 3 dips, you know. They do 3 dips. No spitting, no bathing, no soap and all. But the thing is, they dip and then 3 times and then come out. Even that I didn't do, Mataji. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm one extreme nut case. I
I
don't
am
know.
also one. Mataji, I am a bigger nutcase.
Okay.
I mean,
We all
We
are
are nutcase
cases only.
companies.
Don't worry. We all are in the same boat, but
okay.
together we can work out. Okay.
yes, Mataji. We shall keep all of us in prayers so that, you know, Srila Prabhupada will shower his mercy on all of us. That's all we can do.
Chalo. Okay, Mataji.
Yeah,
Yes,
Hari
Hari
bol.
Mataji, we can
Thank
stop.
you very much, Mataji,
Thank you
Kirtida
so
Sundari
much,
Mataji.
Vacha
Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yasya kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Har Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji ki
Jai
jai.
Jai.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Mataji.
much,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hari bol.
Hare Krishna.